Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Venus in Scorpio. From 10th of December to 3rd of January, Venus is going to be part of the eclipse of 14th of December. It is going to have a conjunction with Ketu as well as transit through Gandanta. So this is quite a busy and challenging transit for Venus. Let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are looking at Venus in Scorpio. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Venus in Scorpio, that is from 10th of December to 3rd of January. And this is a busy transit. One of the main things about Venus going into Scorpio, which we all have to be conscious of, is that for the last few weeks, Venus has been in Libra, which is its own sign. It is comfortable in it. And then it suddenly goes into Scorpio. So the shift of the energy of Venus is there. And this is something where astrology can be very helpful for you, because you see that Venus was all very fine and okay, and then now it's moved into Scorpio. Scorpio by nature is a complex sign because this is the sign of transformation. Scorpio is the natural 8th house in any chart, if you take Aries as the first house. So always Scorpio is a very deep, intense experience. And in Vedic astrology, we also pay attention to whether planets are happy in a sign or not. So Venus in Scorpio, it's not its happy place. And of course, Venus in Libra, Venus was very contented and happy. And so going into Scorpio, this is something to pay attention to. And of course, the transit is only for 3 weeks, so it cannot deliver so much. However, we can make decisions even in one moment of time. So we need to be careful about that. We can take some actions because we feel very strongly about something and react instinctively to situations. And what astrology is guiding you to be cautious around this time. So the first thing that Venus experiences as it goes into Scorpio is that it will deal with the eclipse. There's quite a bit of distance between the eclipse degree and Venus, so it's not as if it is totally involved in it. However, it is still there in the same sign, so there is some influence there. And it can suddenly reveal some situation. It can suddenly give that restlessness that you want to do something. So just to watch out for that. And then Venus has the conjunction with Ketu. Actually, this Venus in Scorpio transit is more complex as we go towards the end of December. Because on 30th of December, there's a Venus-Ketu conjunction. 3rd of January, Venus goes through Gandanta, and it will move out of Scorpio into Sagittarius. Period around New Year, Venus is in Gandanta with Ketu, and then at 0 degrees Sagittarius. So that is, I would say, more aspect to think about. And otherwise, the eclipse we are conscious of. But what you have to think about is that sometimes Venus can give a lot of intense emotion in Scorpio because you feel some fixed ideas and some negative, sometimes emotions can be thrown up. And you have to keep flowing. You shouldn't get obsessive or stuck in situations. I think that keep your energy flowing. If you feel this is, I'm obsessing too much about it, or I feel some negative thoughts flowing through, allow them to go away and to deal with that. And specifically, Venus is the significator for marriage and relationships. And you may feel that intensity in a relationship. Not everybody, because we don't know the full chart. So you have to see whether that is affecting you. But I would say that this is not one of the best transits of Venus. And therefore, all of us can be a little bit careful about it. Venus is also Sukha Karaka. It signifies contentment, and therefore this transit can make us feel discontent, even though our life may be perfectly okay. But we can feel that energy of discontent. So be aware of it. I think awareness is a major advantage for it. So how does it affect you? For all transits, I'm looking at your ascendant sign or your moon sign. So when you're analyzing it, you can either look at it from your ascendant or from your moon or both. Aries, Venus is in your 8th house, eclipse is in your 8th house. So you are feeling this transit specifically for Aries. Venus rules the 2nd house of money and 7th house of relationships. And Venus being significator of relationships, this complex transit of Venus is not the best in keeping harmony and equilibrium in your relationships. One thing to remember is, Aries, that every year around December or so, Venus will go into Scorpio. So, you keep a lookout for it. Taurus, of course, Venus is your ascendant ruler or moon ruler. It is in the 7th house. The eclipse is in the 7th house. Venus is significator for relationship, is significator for yourself. So both yourself and your relationship are not in an easy situation. It's a short transit, so it is not a major issue. You may have some issue come up regarding relationship, or your partner or spouse can be going through some difficulty. So it is important to remember that. And also to take care with the eclipse on 14th, with the Venus Ketu conjunction on 30th, and the Venus Gandanta on the 3rd of January 2021. Gemini, Venus is a good planet for you. It is not directly connecting to things. Venus rules your 5th house and 12th house, so watch out for expenses. Because during the eclipse time, Mercury itself is very affected. So Venus being part of it, you may feel intensity of energy. And then, the Gandanta and the Venus Ketu, you have to watch out more about some upheaval in the relationship. As I said, these are short-term transits, so that's not like a big event, but to be just cautious about it. Cancer, Venus rules your 4th house home, 11th house of money, and it is in transiting in the 5th house, connected to children, creativity. Some issue can come up in home. So if there is some malfunction in some of the equipment at home, or some issue comes up, just be aware of it. And especially around the 30th of December, there may be some expenses connected with it. Otherwise, this is not the major transit for you. So just to know that Venus is unsettled. And if you feel unhappy or there is some issue coming up with relationships, you just step back and decide to talk later. Leo, Venus rules your 10th house of career and 3rd house of self-effort. And the being part of the eclipse, and the eclipse is also in your 4th house of home, and Venus is involved in it. I would say that some of your efforts are not getting the right target. So be careful about any impulsive action. And career, there may be some changes taking place, and especially around the 30th of December and the Gandanta time on 3rd of January. This is not the easiest energy for you. Virgo, Venus is a good planet for you, but it is not your major planet. You're more watching out for Mercury. But around the eclipse, there is already Mercury's involved in the eclipse, so you are aware on the 14th. And then 30th of December, Venus is going to be with Ketu, just a day that is energy is unusual. So watch out for it. And the gandanta, again, not directly involved with you, but you're being careful. Libra, Venus is moving into the second house of finances, and the eclipse is taking place there. There's Venus Ketu conjunction. This is either your moon lord or your ascendant ruler. So you are being careful about money. Don't be wasteful. Be extra conscious about investment, taking advice. Venus also rules your 8th house of transformation. And I would say that the 3 days to watch out for you is the eclipse on 14th, and then the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. So 30th of December, and then 3rd, because Venus is going into Gandanta, it is an unsettled energy, especially for you. Scorpio, lot is happening for you in December. Venus is coming into, that means 7th house ruler. Venus also rules your 12th house. 7th house is partners, 12th house is expenses. You are experiencing the eclipse. Mercury is also there. Sun is also there. So you feel very activated to do things. However, this is a good time to allow the month to pass, allow this transit to pass. And of course, with Venus being the significator for relationships, you are keeping an eye out on that. And especially on 30th of December, when Venus Ketu conjunction, it's your 7th house ruler, and also being extra conscious of your finances. Sagittarius, Venus is not the best planet for you, but it is 11th house ruler going into the 12th house. So your earnings are going into expenses. The eclipse is happening in the 12th house. Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is happening. So generally, it's a month to be cautious, careful, take it easy, make decisions once you pass all these energies. Capricorn, Venus is Raja Yoga Karaka, one of the best planets for you. And generally, wherever Venus is giving you opportunities and good luck. But at this stage, because Venus is in your 11th house of money, it can bring money for you. That is not a problem. But it can also bring some uncertainty, because the eclipse is taking place, because the Ketu is there, and Venus Ketu conjunction. And then you do also have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happening. So I would say that take it easy and don't make any major decisions, and think about it as stormy weather for this month, and be protective and be protected as well. Aquarius, Venus, again, very good planet for you. It is rules your 4th house. It rules your 9th house. Good luck, good opportunity. It's in your 10th house of career, but it's not in a stable situation. And therefore, your luck, you may feel that luck is not happening, or opportunities are not happening. It's not a very long transit, I would say. Wait it out, and especially watch the Venus Ketu, because you don't want to be in argument with the partners, or relationship issues can come up. These are short-term issues. It's not going to last forever, but we are just careful around that moment. And the Gandanta of Venus on 3rd of January. Pisces, Venus, again, not the best planet for you, but it is in your 9th house as part of the eclipse. The Gandanta energy is there. I would say this is the other transits are more intense for you, with the Saturn Jupiter conjunction and the eclipses. So I would say the key transit for you is the Saturn Jupiter conjunction on 21st. You just watch these transits and be cautious, careful, restrain yourself from doing anything unsettled. So, when we are looking at any of the transits, what is important to see is that when the transits are disturbed, don't get upset about it, to plan for things. And generally with this Venus transit, it's about 3 weeks long, and it can create only upheaval if you are just not paying heed to the unsettled energy, I think. So it can be difficult only. Sometimes what happens is that, especially after such a good time in Libra, suddenly Venus is throwing up complications, and we are not taking the balancing action and creating equilibrium. What you have to think is, just like if you have got a forecast today for rainy weather, you'll wear your jacket or you'll carry an umbrella. Similarly, when the planetary weather is difficult, like for Venus for 3 weeks, we are being aware and cautious of it. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification.